And then your next book, this is something that fascinates me about you because I imagine, I don't know, and I want to find out. I imagine you completely throw yourself into another world when you're writing, just because your books take place in such drastically different settings with drastically different characters. I mean, you start in the Twain universe. Your next book, Nook and Crannies, is what was it, 1806, 1807?
1906.
Not even close. Wrong century. That's terrible.
Yes. Yes.
And it's very much in the style of Roald Dahl, and it works. It was like, oh, who is this genius that she can switch so completely? Because there's a little bit of DNA in there. You know, you're reading the same author. Because I think every author leaves their signature whether they want to or not. But it is dramatically different. And then, of course, Waiting for Augusta. You're in, I think, 1972.
Yep.
Yes, got one. All right.
Good. Yep. Very good. I had to think about it, and I wrote it.
So you're, and then you're in New York for Under the Bottle Bridge. So
yeah,
and wildly different characters. So what I want to know is, how do you approach a story and a character, especially given that it's so disparate from, I assume, your life experience and your previous writing experience?
Yeah. That's a good idea. I have a lot of ideas for Nooks and Crannies. I was actually writing that, and I pitched it to someone at a conference while Becky Thatcher was still out there. And I had already kind of given up on that manuscript. So I'd already thrown myself into that. I grew up. Did you ever watch any like BBC shows? Like Are You Being Served, Faulty Towers, that kind of thing, and Monty Python type of stuff. So I love British humor, that kind of voice, and I grew up watching that kind of thing. And I don't know. I love the idea of the like Clue meets Charlie in the Chocolate Factory, and I did like Roald Dahl as a child. I was a huge fan. So this girl, it started kind of with a name actually with her, Tabitha Crumb. And I keep a list of character names. And Tabitha, I had for the longest time, and I tried to find her story. She was in like 2 or 3 different stories before I found the right story for her name that fit her. And I was like, that's who she is. And I love the idea of Charlie in the Chocolate Factory. And since I like, British mysteries, I'm a big Agatha Christie fan. So I still remember reading And Then There Were None and being very, very shocked by the ending and things like that. And I don't even know what made me think I could write a mystery. I haven't written one since, and there's a reason. It was really hard for me. But I have no idea where the different ideas, you're right, they're all over the place, aren't they? But I think that's also what, I think my agent kind of likes that, because it doesn't, if you're really good at one thing, you can do that one thing over and over and in different variety of ways. But I don't know that I could, I don't think I'm that good at imagining more than one story in each setting. I don't know. I've got a lot of voices in my head, Rob. How about that? And they all live in different places.
Now we come to it. So with a list of characters kind of waiting to find a home, how many folks have you got on the list at any given time?
On my like how many works in progress right now?
You said that Tabitha was a name you held on to.
I've only got 2 that are floaters, and I've set them aside for now. I've got 3 different works in progress that are going on right now, but they've kind of been pushed aside as I work on the revision for book 5. But that's one of my, people sometimes say, do you ever get writer's block? And I say, absolutely. And when I do, I switch to a different project that excites me. So I just have multiple projects going on at one time. If I get stuck on one, I go to the other one.
Well, that's smart. And you, so how many projects are you usually working on at any one point, usually? At
least 2 or 3. But if I get to a point where I get super into one and I'm like, all right, this one, eventually one of them shoves their way to the front of the line and shoves the rest backwards. My turn. So they'll get full attention. But right now, nobody's winning the race.
Well, have you noticed a particular word count or spot where that story will start to take hold?
I usually have to get past 10, 12,000. It's 20,000 words is when I know that I'm continuing the story. Probably around 20. That's when it feels like, getting over not that words and writing is about word count, but that it feels kind of like a bit of a hump to me. And that's when because I'm a writer who I'm extremely, my characters rather are extremely chatty and my descriptions are heavy. I do a lot of cutting at the end, so my drafts tend to be longer, and then I'll, slash what I need to.
How long is your usual first draft?
They keep getting longer. First draft, around 50 probably are my books, which, middle grade books can range anywhere, it depends on the book from, 30 to, it depends what genre you're writing. What are the Banneker books?
The first one is 58,000, and the second one is 78,000, which sounds long, but it goes by quick. And the original draft was 130, so there's a lot of blood on the cutting room floor.
Yep, I can relate to that. Yeah, I think Waiting for Augusta is 72, so it's pretty, which is par, by the way. 72 par golf.
Oh yeah,
golf
that works perfect.
And I didn't even plan that, but yeah. So they keep getting longer, and I think the book needs what the book needs, and editors help us, decide. Hey, this is kind of, pacing is off. Pacing is a big thing for me in my editing process. I'm constantly trying to, do what you do and All Together Now, and
that was the easiest book to keep pacing because every chapter ends with somebody being chased by a zombie.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wonder why I'm writing other genres. Let's just stick with zombies because there's always a threat. Other books, people talk, and then that just ends the chapter. We talked.
Yeah.
So.
Maybe I'll write a zombie book. Maybe you're inspiring me.
I think you would be great at it if you wanted to. I would read it.
Well, thank you.
I would come back here and we'll talk zombies all day.
I might. Well, you would be a main resource for me if I ever did try to write a zombie novel.
Absolutely. I am always looking to get thanked in the back of books. I would be more than happy to.
And you would be.
The basics are shoot them in the head. They're dead.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you need to know.
Good to know.